there was a time when you pointed something out to me in pop culture that probably anybody listening would find interesting, but it made an impact on me for how I spoke, which was pointing out the various styles of thrones in the Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes.
And the experience that people would have communicating with the king or queen in those various scenarios.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. That's an intriguing thought. Like I remember that conversation too, because the way the thrones were situated in the room in relation to the rest of the room and the people that we're coming up to makes a big difference. Like when you encounter someone at your level, it's one thing. But if they're sitting up, but if you have to walk up a set of steps to get to the place where they're sitting on this big chair, that's a whole other thing. They have sort of a command over you that you can't help but feel, you know? And that was what was intriguing, I thought, about those spaces.
And for me, I took that lesson and I applied it directly to what is it to go up on a stage? You know, why is it that, having a vaulted room, even in a room where, you could be in a room of 200 people and it'd be a very big difference if you're on the floor with everybody else versus being up 2 feet versus being up 5 or 10 feet, right?
Yes,
it's a very, very, very different experience.
I imagine it would. I've never had that experience, but I know you have, and so I would think you would have a feeling of command when you're up higher, that you're in control of what's going on.
I don't think it's quite that simple.
Isn't it?
I think that would be the perception, right? That would be the.
It seemed to be.
But you are also held up there, and there's nowhere to go. And it's very clear that you're not an equal that just happens to have the microphone. You got called up there. I often make the comparison of public speaking to surfing. And if you go up on a stage, just like up on a throne, you are getting on a much bigger wave. And you have got to know what you're doing, because the expectations of the people out there is that you are going to say something that's worth their time.
If you're up on this big stage,
you say something boring, man, that's all the more reason for people to really, really despise that you're up there wasting their time.